Theo, you're officially back registered as a Leyton Orient player. I think the smile says it all, but how does that feel?
Yeah, great. Really bloody great. Sorry for the profanity already. 5 seconds into the interview. I'm relieved. I owe a lot of gratitude to a lot of people because it's been obviously a tough journey as we'll probably go on. But I love this football club. I believe in this football club. I know we're right now sat in 20th at the moment of this interview. You know, I'm not sure how many points it is off relegation, but we've got 2 big games coming up. Sadly, I can't quite be a part of them as much as I'm chomping at the bit, as a gaffer would say, to get back to them. I have so much love for this football club, and it's been a mental 21 months, to be honest. It's not unheard of in football. I saw Gerard Deulofeu had his 3-year thing, and Sam Kerr actually just came back to playing after she's a month behind me. But it's been such a long time, and to still be here and still to feel connected to it. Even though I've not been contracted for 4 or 5 months, I've still felt connected to the guys I was teammates with for 3 or 4 years, like TJ and so forth, and also some of the newer guys that have come in. And honestly, I am just absolutely raring to get going. I'm not sure I have the superlatives to explain how strongly my feeling is to just wanting to get out there and play my first game back with a new number probably at Leyton Orient this year.
It's been a journey full of challenges and a couple of setbacks, I'm sure. How would you, if you can, sort of bite-size the last 20 months or so?
Truthfully, the most difficult 21 months of my life, to be honest. Just the actual sheer scale of time that it is. Of course, I lost my best friend throughout this as well, which obviously, was an extra, real stab in the gut. I mean, that put things in perspective. Beyond belief, it's kind of I'm suffering with my ACL, but then I've also lost my childhood best friend, and that was in February time, so that was it's a dark time during my rehab because I'm at 2 or 3 months in, and it's kind of the boring slog. Here we go again. I've already done 7 months of this. I've waited 6 weeks for an operation, and then boom, 3 months in, your best mate dies as well. But actually, I've just stayed as driven as I always was. The same way when I'm out on the pitch, I'm driven and I give 100%, and I've given 100% to both rehabs. This one's been not without complication either, because I had a patella tendon graft this time rather than a hamstring graft previously, so that causes tendinopathy. So I suppose I'm in this sort of I'm in the middle of my career now. I wouldn't like to say I'm in the second half of my career. I'm definitely not. I'm in the middle of my career, but the next 10 years look different to the first 10 years, I think, to be honest, because you do pick up injuries and things go on and so forth, and so I've got a pretty rigorous routine in order to get my knee firing and ready to be capable to be the player that I was, and maybe even a better player. I can't actually remember what your question was, to be honest, but I've gone on a tangent, but I hope it answered it.
It was about the journey, but I think you covered it. So you said at the beginning how much this club means to you, and I think everyone knows that anyway, but who are the people who have played a particularly important role in this journey? First
and foremost, Nathan Redmond. He's pushed me, even when I think I'm doing everything right, he still pushed me, but I owe him, honestly, I owe him so much, seriously. I mean, I think people have probably seen that video of the sort of time when we ran together for the first time. He posted it, and that warm embrace at the end, that's the sort of thing that we have together. I mean, he says to me all the time, he's I think I'm probably more excited to see you back on the pitch than you probably are to be back on the pitch, and because that's how he works. He's been so focused on me, and he's driven me, and I'm now 0.4 meters a second quicker than I was pre-double surgery. That's a lot down to him, and just the meticulous focus and energy that he puts into me every single day. So I owe him a huge level of gratitude. Obviously the other people in the medical department as well, who haven't worked with me quite as much, but Harv and Keaton as well, obviously, you know, deserve credit. But like, beyond that, the coaching staff, you know, I've got to say a big thank you to them, and Martin, because, you know, I had conversations with them in sort of, say, around the playoff times in maybe April, May time, and they both said to me, you know, like, we believe you'll play for this football club again, and that meant a lot to me as well, because like, I had conversations with surgeons who weren't sure if I would play footy again, and touch wood. Well, actually, I don't even need to touch wood anymore, because, well, what happened today? We played my first game, 30 minutes.
Yeah, that brings me on to my next question nicely. Back in your first match situation this afternoon, how did that feel, and yeah, how does the knee feel?
The knee feels sweet. I played 30 minutes, so you know, I've obviously trained harder than that. I've run much more distance and stuff than that. Match situations, obviously, like, they are a little bit different, but I wouldn't say it felt quite like riding a bike, because I had a couple sloppy passes and so forth, and like, I had that chance at the beginning. It was my first touch, actually. I had my first touch and I hit the outside of the post. I should have just blasted it in. God, that would have been so good. But no, knee feels absolutely grand, and yeah, I don't know. I was almost like, I had a feeling of like sort of a bit of an anticlimax, actually, at the end of the game. I was just kind of like, oh, 30 minutes and that was it. But like, actually, no, now that the dust is settled and you know, I've gone home and showered and whatever else, that's a big box tick for me. I've waited 21 months for that moment, so yeah, I think I should give myself a pretty big pat on the back, actually, to be honest. I'm not one for, I don't know, yeah, maybe I've got like too much humility, but I don't ever like sort of praising myself like that. But like, the truth of the matter is, I've worked tirelessly, relentlessly, you know, for this, and so yeah, time to just keep doing that and hopefully reap the rewards of what hard work does, because without that I wouldn't be here.
A step closer to, I guess, what we would call the finish line now. What's next for you over, you know, the next few weeks, where hopefully that finish line does get closer and closer until you reach it?
So today was 30 minutes. I'm not sure quite how much I can say here, because obviously there's games behind closed doors and so forth, but there will be another game for me next week, where I'll ramp up the minutes to 45, and then I think perhaps a conversation with Keaton and the medical team, with the management team as well, to say, if, you know, I look like I'm ready, then, you know, if there's a spot for me on the bench, if I can make it onto the bench, then maybe I'm ready to do that. And then there's a game the week after against Coventry in the 21s league. I forget the name of the league, but Premier League Cup, exactly. So that's in 2 weeks' time. So I'll feature in that as well, because I'm no longer a trialist. I was actually supposed to play against Blackburn in it last week, but things hadn't been finalised on time. So I missed a week. But you know what? It was quite nice to play my first game back at the spaceship that is Spurs' training ground, right? So yeah, look, I'm absolutely delighted. I'm thankful that people have stuck by me. I think people have seen the work and the effort that I've put in, and the drive that I have to get not only back to the level where I was, but a level beyond where I was. And so, I guess just to round off, I've got to say thank you to everyone who's been a part of that journey, because it's been tough, and without them, without some of my closest friends, my mum and dad, it would have made it a hell of a lot more difficult. And that's the joy about being at this football club, is that there are so many good people there that help you when you're in, like I said, the toughest 20 months of my life to date. So yeah.